we are going to read about Shiva and Shakti, consciousness and energy. Speaking of the divine feminine, Shakti has been used in India for thousands of years as the definition of femininity, and it has nothing to do with the body. Similarly, Shiva is the definition of masculinity. Anyway, let's get into it. Amongst the attributes of the chakras, we meet two important symbols, Shiva and Shakti. Shiva symbolizes consciousness, the masculine principle, and Shakti symbolizes the feminine principle, the activating power and energy. Whenever a power becomes active, and wherever energy exists, Shakti is working. Other terms for these primal principles are Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha is consciousness and Prakriti is nature. Such is why we call her Mother Nature, isn't it? Lord Shiva is generally portrayed holding a trident, which represents the trinity of Ishvara, Purusha, and Prakriti, as the source energy which contains both, that is immanent in Shakti and Shiva, and these two aspects, each in their own independent existence also. Ishvara is the omnipresent, eternal, formless divine principle. Purusha is the Atma, the true self within everyone, and Prakriti is the manifestation, nature. An electric light can be used to explain their relationship. The electric current, which is the source of the light, is Ishvara. The light itself is Purusha, and the object that is illuminated is the Prakriti. Literally, Ishvara, Purusha, and Prakriti mean God, self, and nature. Shakti, or Prakriti, means energy, power, movement, change, nature. It is the maternal principle, the provider, abundance. In the human as well as in the animal kingdom, the mother offers nourishment, warmth, and security. There is no greater love than the love of a mother. The mother carries and nourishes the child in her own body. When it is born, she provides it with the mother's milk and raises it at the sacrifice of her own self until they become self-reliant. Shiva, or Purusha, on the other hand, is pure consciousness, the unchanging, unlimited, and unswayable observer. Purusha has no desires whatsoever. These are inherent only in Prakriti. Purusha is the empty, clear screen onto which Prakriti projects her colorful film. Shiva and Shakti are manifestations of all-in-one divine consciousness, different sides of the same coin, if you will. In many pictures, these two primal powers are depicted each as being one half of the same image. One side female and one side male. The left side is the Divine Mother, Parvati, the feminine energy, and the right side represents Shiva, the masculine consciousness. Through the splitting of the primordial principle at the advent of creation, the duality within our lives came into being, together with a strong force that is constantly striving to reunite with the other part. Only when Shiva and Shakti combine, the twin flames, can action, movement, and creation arise. Until energy is impregnated with consciousness, it is ignorant, disordered, aimless, and blind. Energy alone cannot produce anything. Consciousness bestows upon it content, form, and direction. Conversely, consciousness without energy is dormant power, sleeping energy, and on its own is unable to be the cause of anything. Just as Prakriti without Purusha is unable to act, Purusha without Prakriti is also incapable of creating anything. The meaning of Shiva and Shakti is occasionally misunderstood when Shiva and Shakti are looked upon as man and woman, and their union is regarded as a sexual relationship. Sexuality is something completely natural, and misunderstanding arises only when sexuality and spirituality are intertwined. Sexuality is the union of individual humans. Spirituality is the union of the human and the divine consciousness. Shiva and Shakti exist within each of us as the masculine and feminine principles. This has an effect on the physical level. It is the cause of sexual attraction. Within the masculine there exists a tendency towards the feminine qualities, and within the feminine there exists a tendency towards the masculine. Through this, the masculine consciousness is attracted by the feminine and vice versa. If both are in balance, there is no sexual attraction. But if a tendency for the masculine predominates in a man, or the feminine in a woman, this results in the preference for a homosexual partner. Shiva resides in the Sahasrara chakra, the crown chakra, and Shakti in the Muladhara chakra, the root. When Prakriti and Purusha unite in the Sahasrara chakra, knowledge, knower, and the object of knowledge become one. Once we have experienced this, no desires remain within us, because we realize unequivocally that everything we have ever yearned for is carried within us. In this state of absolute consciousness, there are no polarities, and therefore no more sorrows. There is only everlasting joy, unconditional love, unlimited compassion, and total understanding for all living beings. For as long as consciousness is connected to the physical body, it is unable to remain constantly in the Sahasrara chakra, and so returns to the residence of the Atma, the Self, in the heart center, the Anahata chakra. A realized person always thinks, feels, and acts from the heart. Embedded in eternal love and eternal happiness, that person is always conscious of the immortal Atma, the ocean of bliss, and their consciousness is forever connected to the divine consciousness. Shakti is the motherly love of God that surrounds us with warmth, caring, and protection. Shiva is the paternal love of God that gives us consciousness, clarity, and knowledge. I wish for you the blessing of the Divine Mother who lives within you as energy and vitality, and the blessing of the Divine Father who resides within you as consciousness and knowledge. May they always take care of you, protect you, and guide you, and in their infinite love lead you to the cosmic consciousness. Thus we conclude our reading of The Hidden Power in Humans there for now. Thank you for listening. Next time we'll discuss the Guru principle. Namaste.